Here are some ways I use AI to study, and hopefully, by implementing these and taking some ideas away, you'll be able to make your study more efficient and more fun by incorporating AI to do lots of the boring work for you. So, there's many different ways that people use AI to study, and I think the more creative you can be, the better. But I think the question of should you use AI to study is becoming a redundant one because it's like saying you should use the internet to study. Like, sure, you can probably get great resources from just books alone, but the internet makes it quick, easy, convenient, and has so many tools associated with it. And I think you can say the same with AI. One of the issues with Googling was it basically didn't respond to you. If you asked it a specific question, they would just use the keywords from that question to give you related things. But the AI can explain things back to you perfectly according to your level of needs. And so this is like having a master coach to teach you whatever you want to be taught. So the first way I use AI to study is to generate notes. And I have my own way of writing notes. I have the own system I like, where if I'm learning a medical condition, I start with the definition. I then go to how does it present? What are the symptoms and signs? I then go to how do you diagnose it? And then how do you treat it? And I'm sort of interested in quite brief notes really on those four areas. And that's sort of layer one of how I'd learn a new topic. Now, what I can do is I can coach the AI to make my notes in exactly that format. Or I can do the work for one condition and then I can say, this is the format I want you to write my notes in, make the notes brief, include only the high yield areas, use sort of the relevant terms, and generate me notes for all the conditions in my syllabus. And then it's already made. So you don't have to sort of scour the internet looking for things. And this is essentially just like a nice, convenient way of getting all the notes down pat. So, because I think most people, when they were like, there's always the issue of writing versus typing, right? And typing is obviously passive. You don't engage that much with the material. So you may as well just move typing to copy and pasting. And with the extra time, use that time for active recall or practice questions. You can handwrite your notes, but I think gradually fewer and fewer people are doing that. And I'm always a fan of getting the AI to generate the notes, then read that, turn your computer screen away, then you can write whatever you remember. And that's a way of writing the notes, doing active recall, and getting AI to do the hard work for you. The second way of using AI is to teach concepts. And so when you're learning a new concept, the AI can basically teach you from a beginner level to an advanced level in layers. I'm not sure if you've ever seen those YouTube videos where it's like quantum physicist explains quantum mechanics to like they at five levels and they start with essentially a fifth grader and they move up to a PhD. But you can basically get the AI to do this to you. And so let's say I'm interested in knowing about the philosophy of the Stoics and the actual text, the philosophical texts that you read are a bit too complicated for me. So maybe I can start with the AI and say, explain this to someone at a high school level. And then once I understand that, I can say, okay, explain this to someone at a university level, at a PhD level, explain this to the most advanced person on the planet, and see basically gradually stepping up whether that makes sense. And you can ask questions to the AI as well. Could you clarify what this means? Could you use an example of what this means? And just have a framework for doing that. So some people like dot points, some people like paragraphs, but you can literally put on the AI, teach me about quantum mechanics, use short, succinct dot points, use explanations where relevant, and you can ask it as many follow-up questions as possible. Then at the end of that, you can say, test my knowledge by asking me three questions, and maybe you want to audio message it back onto the AI and say, ask for feedback. The third one, giving away the fourth one as well. The third one is to write practice questions. So cheat code, take any practice exams or materials you've got, copy and paste onto the AI, and just say, write 100 similar questions with explanations and answers based on those questions. Then you won't run out of questions. Yes, it's a bit like the quality goes down a bit, and there are generally good AI question generators on various sites. Even the AI question generator is not as good as the actual doctor made or professional made ones. But it's a good idea just to get more practice questions. And if I'm ever given practice questions without solutions, I'll always just get the AI to make solutions or explain something that I don't understand. Additionally, you can anticipate what topics are likely to come up within your exam, and you can just say, AI, this is what I'm learning for my exams. These are all the topics. If you were the examiners, imagine you're the examiners. Try and come up with 200 question topics for this 100 question exam. The fifth one, which I've just thought on the spot, is actually getting feedback for assessments. So whether you're writing a scholarship application, whether you're writing a essay, before you submit it, just put it onto the AI and then just ask it and put on the copy and paste your rubric as well, and then just say grade me or give like 5 suggestions on how I can improve this. If I were to submit this now, what would you score me? A plus to D. And then you get feedback literally before you even submit it and in an instant. And you can get suggestions on how to improve it as well. So the AI is great for learning, for understanding, for testing, and for assessment. And you just need to figure out ways to integrate these things because all these functions are so much faster now and so much more convenient that if you don't use this, you will be spending so much more time and effort to these tasks, which now are essentially transparent and extremely easy to do. Hopefully, you got some ideas from this video. If you enjoyed this, you'll like my other videos related to studying and study habits. I'll post a new one every week, so I'd love the support and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks very much, guys.